We're getting near to the end of the play now, and I reckon do this one, and then I'm going to do a slightly longer one on the last act, which won't focus on soliloquies, but will focus on the sort of results of all of his internalizing and thinking and so on. So we see that post killing Polonius, he is bundled off to England. I'm just going to have a look quickly at what Claudius says. And England, if my love thou holds the daughters, my great power thereof may give thee sense. He's asking England to obey his letters, and the obedience will bring the present death of Hamlet. Do it, England, for like the hectic in my blood, he rages like a fever in my blood, and thou must cure me. And he's not going to be able to relax until he knows that Hamlet is dead, and he sees Hamlet as an absolute threat to his rule. So the next time we see Hamlet, this is going to be quite a short one, I think. He's just met the soldiers who are asking for safe passage across Denmark, Fortinbras, and 20,000 soldiers. 2,000 soldiers and 20,000 ducats. And as he says, how all occasions do inform against me. So he's on his way to the port, he's on his way with Rosencrantz and Guildenstern to catch a ship to England. All sorts of adventures happen to him on the way, of course. But on the way, he's met these soldiers, and that is yet another thing to inform against him, using military language, if you like, like a spy. How all occasions do inform against me and spur my dull revenge. I mean, this is where, again, we're going back to this idea of Hamlet being the procrastinator, Hamlet delaying, Hamlet, the whole play being him waiting to do something. But, say again, this is the thinking revenger. This is a critique of the revenge tragedy. So, yes, he's got dull revenge. He admits his revenge is dulled, like a dull knife. But he talks about spurring it on. And he considers here soldiers who go to their deaths for nothing, basically. What is a man if his chief good and market of his time be but to sleep and feed, a beast no more? So we're back to that idea about what makes a difference between a beast and a man, a human, God-given reason. We're back to that theme as well. A beast no more, sure that he that made us with such large discourse, such great understanding, God, who made us with such great understanding, looking before and after, gave us not that capability and godlike reason to fust in us unused. Go mouldy, fust, go mouldy. Surely we've got reason, we've got understanding, comprehension. In order to use it, I don't want to go flying into revenge and murder and so on without thinking it through. And now, of course, although he says, my thoughts be bloody, he says that at the end of the speech, although he said, I will drink hot blood, I'm now being bundled off to England, I can't do anything about it. Now, whether it be bestial oblivion, okay, back to beasts, or some craven scruple, thinking too precisely on the event. Okay, so explain that. Beasts forget, humans remember. What's stopping me? Is it bestial oblivion? Is it the forgetting that's right for beasts? Is it some craven scruple of thinking too precisely on the event? Am I overthinking things? Is that wrong? A thought which quartered hath but one part wisdom and ever three parts coward. So if I'm doing that, do I have some reason, but some wisdom, some reason, but also a hell of a lot of cowardice about me? I don't know why yet I live to say there's things to do. I'm not really sure why I haven't done it. Sith I have cause and will and strength and means to do it. Examples gross as earth exhort me. Witness this army. So, I should be doing it because look at these soldiers. Okay, what are they doing? It's a brilliant comment by Shakespeare on warfare. Witness this army of such mass and charge. examples gross as earth exhort me. So this is one of the soldiers, this army of such mass and charge, led by a delicate and tender prince, whose spirit with divine ambition puffed makes mouths at an invisible event. So these soldiers, they sort of spit in the face of something that they don't even know, they don't even understand. They just do it. They're on their way to battle and they will fight. And they don't even know exactly what they're fighting for. Exposing what is mortal and unsure to all that fortune, death, and danger dare. Nice alliteration, Shakespeare, thank you. Even for an eggshell, an empty eggshell, not an egg, but an eggshell that's empty of meat. It's pointless, it's brittle, it's fragile, but they'll go and fight for it. Rightly to be great is not to stir without great argument, but greatly to find quarrel in a straw. There's a sense that there should be two knots there. Rightly to be great is not to stir without great argument. So that's me. Okay, I'm not stirring without enough argument, without enough reason. But actually, rightly to be great is to find quarrel in a straw, like the eggshell, when honour's at the stake. I mean, honour is at the stake for him because of his father. How stand I then that have a father killed, a mother stained, the excitements of my reason and my blood? I've got plenty of incitement to do this act, and yet I let all sleep. While to my shame, I see the imminent death of 20,000. Oh, well, there wasn't 20,000, I thought there was. That for a fantasy and trick of fame go to their graves like beds. In other words, easily, without any fuss. Fight for a plot whereon the numbers cannot try the cause. So fighting for a plot of land, which is hardly room for them. There's not tomb enough and continent to hide the slain. Continent, container. So, what do I take from this? Remember the beginning? How all occasions do inform against me. Everything seems to tell me that I'm doing wrong. So, again, like drinking hot blood, from this time forth my thoughts be bloody or be nothing worth. Is he procrastinating? Is he talking nonsense? Well, we will find out in Act 5 that he sends Rosencrantz and Guildenstern to their deaths, and all sorts of adventures happen to him on the sea. And then he returns, and he throws himself into the grave with Ophelia, and proclaims his love for her, and is ready to fight with Laertes. Remember that, and I'll go through this again, but remember that Laertes is now a son who has had a father murdered. And so he is now also a revenger, very much like Hamlet. Now, I made a mistake in the last video. I'm very sorry. The little reference to the church is later here. I think it's here. Here we go. So have I a noble father lost? And he asks him, hold on, I'm going to find it. No, I'm not going to find it. Oh God, this is embarrassing. Excuse me. But there we go. Haha, right. What would you undertake, says Claudius. What would you undertake to show yourself your father's son in deed more than in words? And Laertes says, to cut his throat in the church. And Claudius says, no place indeed should murder sanctuarize, reminding us of my previous comments about why would Hamlet really, seriously, as the decent man that we've met, why would he kill Claudius while he's praying? So there's a nice link there. On which I'm going to end, because, oh look, Act 5 is next, and that will be my probably last video. So thank you for watching this one, and see you in part 6.